Lenny, Henry, and Yasmin and Rochelle join us now. Good morning, to all of you.
Good morning.
Thank you. That just looks like such a warm, inviting show. I cannot wait to see this. Tell us a little bit why you decided to write it, Lenny, because I know it goes back to your mum and all the stories she used to tell.
Yeah, it comes from in here, really. My mum came to Britain in 1957, 10 years after Windrush.
Yes.
She was really vexed when there wasn't a camera crew at the dockyard to meet her.
What's
She got 10 years too late, and then she came to Britain, and suddenly she was introduced to this incredible world, and some of it was hostile. People didn't know where she was from. They always kept saying to her, Jamaica, what part of Africa is that then? And she got racial abuse, she got oppression, there was sexism, but she overcame it all. And I wanted to write a story about migrants coming to this country and figuring out how to integrate and become part of the universe, part of the British world, despite signs on the windows saying no blacks, no Irish, no dogs, despite racism, despite all of that. It's about how you come. It's about making allies, making friends, falling in love, falling out of love. And I wanted to do a series about that, about what I grew up seeing around me. And it's inspired by more than just my family, but generally the nexus of it is my family.
Had you had the story like in your heart for a long time? Have you been writing this in your head for a long time?
Yeah.
And why was now the right time, do you think?
Now's the right time, just because of the Windrush scandal. We did a thing with my production company called Windrush Soon Gone Chronicles, and that was about a generation of families post-Windrush. And then I wrote a play called August in England about the Windrush scandal, and this just seemed like a natural continuation of that. So this is part of a thing. And I'm really proud of it. It's the thing I'm proudest of, and these guys are so brilliant in it. Wow. You wait.
Rochelle, yeah,
we're very excited
come
to
on,
see you.
what a part to get, right?
Yeah, wow. Can you imagine?
And I suppose you both grew up seeing Lenny Henry, to then actually being a show written by him must have been such an honour.
Literally, like, I can't remember a world without Sir Lenny Henry, so it took us a minute to really humanise you. And now I text him and, like, send selfies.
Just your mate. What's that?
It's, like, casual, like, no.
So let's hear if you go. Tell us about your characters, Rochelle, your character.
So I play Leah. She's a woman who moved over from Jamaica, a character inspired by Sir Lenny Henry's mum, allegedly. And she flees a very tricky domestic situation in order to create a better life for her 3 children, who she hopes to reunite with.
What about you, Yasmin?
Yeah. I play Hosanna Drake, the daughter of someone familiar, whom I can't say quite yet.
In brief,
there will be a cameo.
And I play a religious woman, a Christian woman who comes over under the sort of guise of being a mail-order wife, but there's a bit more to do while she's here. Yeah, really excited.
Len, did that happen,
amazing.
the mail order wife thing?
Yeah. I have to be careful because my family's very litigious. Hello, Bev. Bev's watching this with a lawyer.
I mean, I don't mean like your family specifically.
No, but a lot of people came to this country to start a new life and never sort of reported back to their family. A lot of guys came. A lot of guys, yes, I'm going to London, and then went to Cardiff. A lot of women came here, fell in love, and then decided they didn't want to go home and didn't want to send for their children. In this particular show, Leah leaves her children behind and is heartbroken by it, and then spends a lot of time thinking, I've got to get my children to this country.
Yeah.
And it's passionate and heartfelt and very moving when she has to leave. And I wanted to celebrate those people, particularly those women who came to this country and walked cold streets and had to deal with a lot of oppression and idiocy to try and make a new life and make friends, you know. And as I keep saying to people, this isn't just for 5 people in Dudley, 5 Jamaican people in Dudley. Yes, I love this show. This show was made just for me. This is for everybody.
I'm sitting here and I'm feeling the familiarities of, you know, my mum came here and she only came because her grandmother told her mother that she needs to come. So her mother didn't want her to come because she had started a new family. Yeah. So it really is familiar. And I suppose, Yasmin and Rochelle, you probably feel the familiarity as well, don't you?
Yeah,
for sure.
Absolutely. My grandmother wrote a memoir, so I have like a first-hand account of their decision to move over here, because my granddad had spent time here during the war, And then when they'd started their family, they were like, oh, should we spend some years abroad after the Second World War and stuff? So, yeah, it's incredibly familiar. And the story of so many of us, I call us like windrush babies. I'm like a great windrush baby.
Yeah. But that is part of the tapestry of this country, isn't it? And so, like you said, Len, you're not making this for 5 people in Dudley. You're making this as a piece of...
It's all of us.
Exactly. This is part of this is our history.
Yeah. And I always think that, like, everyone's lives changed after that. Like, you know, the music we were all exposed to, whether you were already here or after you came, you know, the music, the food, the clothes, the fashion, everyone's lives changed. So
it's not just that, is it? It's, your family...
I was going to say... the character I play specifically is from the exact same parish as my pet mum. So my mum is from Clarendon, Hosanna Drake's from Clarendon, the writing's familiar. These are all women that I kind of grew up around or saw or went to church with. So it is just such a dream to kind of be able to replicate.
And there are guys in it too, and the guys are objects of desire. They are handsome, they are strong, and they are flawed. They have a lot of flaws because all of us are trying to get through this thing called life, and all of the things we do, whether it's at work or whether it's arguments or trying to raise money, there's a thing called the partner that all of them do to try and get a bit of extra money because they're all struggling, and it's just about the kind of ups and downs of that, of trying to get on in a country that doesn't necessarily want you here.
But I invited you here.
But we're part of the Commonwealth. They all say, well, you invited us here. Why are there signs in the window that say no blacks, no Irish, no dogs? Does that mean if I got a black Irish wolfhound, I'm in trouble? You know, it's like all of these people are struggling to make something for themselves and for their children, and they're against a big brick wall. And this series is about breaking through that with humour and compassion and allies.
I don't know if you... Amazing. Yeah, I think let's pick up on allies, because with my family history, no blacks, no dogs, no Irish. I remember when some of my relatives came over and they said, you find the kindliest... The kindness of strangers is the most important thing. Like, because you find people that... You know, aesthetically look at them and you think, there's no way this guy's going to help me out. It's my auntie and my uncle have told me this story, and yet you find your allies, and you find that you find compassion in the strangest of places.
My mum was great. She did all that. She did, there was a woman called Rita who had a shop down the road from us, and so we would have the day-old cakes. Rita lent my family money. My sister Kay is a brilliant saleswoman, and she met people there who helped to elevate her. My sister Sharon is a show business manager, and if we didn't know how to communicate and network and work with people, we wouldn't be getting on in this country. Yeah. And I absolutely relied on mentors in my career, and there were mostly white people who just said, come on, you can do this. Yeah. And you basically do that. You gravitate to the people that want you to succeed,
True.
rather than the people that want you to fail. And I think that's what this show's about, really. And it's joyous. It's meant to be joyous.
Yeah. And what's joyous is you've got a little part in it. Only a cameo, is that right?
There are no small parts, darling. Only small actors. I take a small jewel of a part and I make it my own.
What I love is off-screen, it's a celebration of diversity, which is you should be so proud of as well. What did that mean to you, Yasmin?
I always pinch myself. I only really knew Lenny as an icon. I didn't see the come up. I saw him as being Sir Lenny Henry. And so a celebration of self, being able to see something and actually see yourself in it is brilliant. And not having to sort of imagine or remix words, or it's just all there.
Yeah.
So just a celebration of self. And that is kind of like what I want people to see when they tune in, seeing themselves in this piece.
Oh, yeah. We certainly will.
And just about behind the camera, we tried to make it because I'm an executive producer as well, we tried to make it as diverse behind the camera as it was on screen. And it was lovely. And even the catering guy, we're having gunga peas and rice today, Lenny. We're having jollof rice and Irish stew.
That's the set I want to be on.
Yeah. And the lady from ITV, Nana Hughes, came and burst into tears. She'd never seen a set as diverse as this. And big up to everybody involved in the show, Russell T Davies, Nana Hughes, Polly Hill. They all encouraged us to go for it and to make it happen.